Hello, my dear students. Welcome to DBMS classes. On this lecture, I'm going to introduce DBMS, file system versus DBMS, purpose of DBMS, and characteristics of DBMS. So let us begin from the scratch. What is data? A computer data is an information processed or stored by a computer. This information may be in form of text, documents, images, audio clips, software programs, graphs, measurements, etc. So any raw facts or processed information can be considered as data. And what is database? Database is collection of related data. Database is a collection of interrelated data which is used to retrieve, insert and delete data efficiently. It is also used to organize data in form of a table, schema, views and reports. For example, college database organizes data about the administrator, staff, students and faculty members. Using this database, you can easily retrieve, insert and delete information about administrator of a college, student details, staff details, etc. A student database may contain student name, their age, department, etc. And what are the implicit properties needed for a good database? It has an implicit connection to the real world. Normally, we store real world information in a database. For example, as told earlier, a student database contains student information like their name, age, department, etc. And another database can be something related to a bank. There can be database related to a hospital. There can be database related to some airline reservation system, etc. So each and every database has some connection to real world. Data present in database will have an implicit or inherent meaning. We can store some data like 1, 2, 3 or A, B, Z in a database. Each and every data in database should have a meaning. For example, if I say Asha, that Asha represents a name. Or if I say 984 something, it should be a phone number. So each and every data in a database should have a meaning. A random selection of data will not form a database. It should be in a neat format, or there should be some relation between data in a particular database. Each database will have a specific use. A database in a college is used for the college purpose. Database created in university is used for university purpose. Database created for bank is used for bank purpose. Size of database may vary depending on its application. A college database is very small compared to database of a university. That's what the last property meant. Now we shall define DBMS. The full form of DBMS is Database Management System. A database management system refers to technology for creating and managing database. Or DBMS is a software tool to organize data in a database. And this organization involves creation of database, retrieval of data from a database, updation of data to a database, and managing the database. Then what are the functions of DBMS? First function is defining database. In order to define database, we need to specify the data type, structure, and constraints of data to be stored. Data type means for a name, the data type can be a varchar or a collection of characters. And the constraint should be there can be no person without a name. So some constraints should be added for each and every data in data type. And constricting database is another functionality of DBMS. It's a process of storing data on some storage medium controlled by DBMS. The next functionality is manipulation of that database. That is accessing and changing of data, inserting new data into database, deletion of existing data from a database, or modification of existing data from a database. Next functionality is sharing database, which allows sharing of database among multiple users and programs to access this database simultaneously. Protecting data. Protection against hardware and software malfunctions and protection against unauthorized access is also the functionality of DBMS. And maintaining database and allowing changes whenever necessary is also a functionality of DBMS. A DBMS contains information about particular enterprise. That is, it contains collection of interrelated data and it contains set of programs to access that data. An environment that is both convenient and efficient to use this data. Database touch all aspects of our lives. Some of the database applications are given below. It can be used in banking applications, airline reservations, airline scheduling, universities for their admission registration, grading, in sales, online retailers, manufacturing, and even in human resources to store employee records, salary information, tax deductions, etc. Now we shall see the difference between traditional file system versus DBMS. In a file processing system, the structure and data are stored in various files. It needs different application programs to extract records from and add records to files. For example, if data is stored as a Word file, we need some Word applications to access data. If it is an Excel data or a spreadsheet data, we need some applications like Microsoft Excel to retrieve or store data to that particular file. The difference between DBMS and file system is shown in this particular slide. DBMS is a collection of data. In DBMS, user is not required to write the procedures. File system is also a collection of data. In this system, the user has to write procedures for managing the database. DBMS gives an abstract view of data that hides the detail. In case of DBMS, how data is actually stored is hidden from user. File system provides the detail of data representation and storage of data. DBMS provides a crash recovery mechanism. That is, DBMS protects the users from system failure. But a file system doesn't have a crash mechanism. If the system crashes while entering some data, the contents of the file will be lost. DBMS provides a good protection mechanism. But in the case of file system, it is difficult to protect a file under a particular file system. DBMS contains a wide variety of sophisticated techniques to store and retrieve data. File system can't efficiently store and retrieve data. DBMS take care of concurrent access of data using some form of locking. That is, at a time only a particular person can write information to a database. Multiple users can read, but only a particular person can write data to a database. In the file system, concurrent access has many problems like redirecting the file while other deleting some information or updating some information. These are the major difference between DBMS and a file system. Now let us see the purpose of database system. In early days, database applications were built directly on the top of file system. In order to know the purpose of database system, we need to know the drawbacks of file system. Data redundancy and inconsistency is one of the major drawbacks of file system. Each files may be of each format, so multiple files may possess multiple file formats. And data redundancy means duplication of information. Difficult in accessing data is another drawback of traditional file system. We need to write a new program to carry out each and every task in file system. Data isolation is another drawback. There are multiple files and multiple files can be of multiple formats. Integrity problems are also a drawback of file system. Integrity constraints like if the account balance is greater than 0 or some other, the name should contain only characters, phone number should contain only numeric values. Such constraints cannot be easily added to a traditional file system. We can add constraint, but it is hard to add or change the existing constraint. Atomicity of updates is another problem of traditional file system. Failures may leave database in an inconsistent state with partial updates carried out. For example, while transferring funds from one account to another, either you should complete that transaction or the transaction should not happen at all. This kind of checking is a little bit tough in traditional file system. Concurrent access by multiple users is difficult to manage. Concurrent access needed for high performance. Uncontrolled concurrent access can lead to inconsistency. For example, two people can read a file, but only one should update at a time. If two try to update, it leads to some inconsistency problem. There are also few security problems related to file system. It is hard to provide user access to some, but not all data. Did the drawbacks of file system discussed before? DBMS approach is gaining relevance. Now we can see characteristics of a database approach. The first characteristics is self-describing nature of a database. Structure of database, that is, what are the different fields and data type of each field, size of each field. Database structures are stored separately in DBMS in a DBMS catalog. Information stored in catalog is called metadata. Metadata means additional informations like the data type, size, data structures stored in a different file or DBMS catalog. Metadata and original data are stored separately in a database approach. So updation done in database structure will not affect the data that is already stored. Second characteristics is isolation between programs data and data abstraction. First is program data independence. Structure is stored separately as catalog. So there is no need for changing the program. Next is program operation independence. We can define operation name and data type. So implementation of operation is specified separately. It doesn't affect the program. Next is data abstraction. Combination of program data independence and program operation independence is known as data abstraction. So in short, how the data is originally stored is hidden from user, or how the operation is internally performed is hidden from user. We can independently change programs or data structures. Changes in one doesn't affect the other. Support multiple views of a data is another characteristics of database approach. Views are nothing but subset of data. Views can also contain virtual data that are derived from database or multiple tables. It is possible to view different views from a particular database. We can either view a database as a whole or we can partially view few fields from a database. Sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing is a last characteristics of a good database approach. A database approach allows multiple users to access database at the same time. Even though it allows multiple users to access database at the same time, it provides some concurrency control mechanism so that multiple users can read data from a database at a time, but only one could update data at a particular time. So these are the characteristics of good database approach. So these are the topics that are discussed in this session. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.